What's up YouTube, it's your boy Andre here, back with another video. Now I've got a BMW 330d that I picked up over the weekend. It's a pretty special car, but what makes it unique is the ridiculous options that you get with it. Base price of this car, you're looking around maybe £15,000 to pick one without many options. This car has £15,000 worth of extra options alone. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so you can probably see a few of the options already on the car itself, but I'm gonna start with one of my favorites. So I've got the key just here and I'm gonna keep that in my pocket. So this feature is called Comfort Access with Smart Opener. All I need to do to unlock the car is just place my hand on the door handle and you can unlock the car without taking the key out at all. However, these little ridges on here also let you lock the car. If we can get out to focus. So if we press that, it locks the car. That's not what I am excited about. So the comfort package with the smart opener is very unique, and it's the smart opener that I'm very excited. This is what BMW call the smart opener. I hold the keys in my pocket. All I do is I slide my foot underneath the rear bumper, the car unlocks and the boot opens. That is a ridiculous feature that I've only seen in BMW's promotional videos. I have never actually seen it in real life. So just press the tailgate button and the boot locks just like that. So just walking around the outside of the car, you can probably see some of the crazy options on this car already. With this one, you've got 19-inch. These are called the 403M alloys. They're diamond cut, recently been refurbished, so they look mint. They're absolutely beautiful. But what makes it unique as well is you have the upgraded M Sport brake system. So you got the blue calipers, the bigger calipers painted in that unique blue, got the M Sport logo on there. Similar on the front, the 19-inch M Sport alloys with even bigger ones on the front this time with the M Sport braking calipers. They look very good and they complement the car with this unique blue color really well. Moving on around the car, you can probably see the xenon lights, so the BMW angel lights with this car. It's obviously the M Sport, so you've got the more aggressive front bumper. Now moving along, you can probably see it or spot it already. This car has the adaptive cruise control with stop and go function. So that's what this black box is at the front here. So when you're sitting in cruise control, if there's a car in front of you that you're approaching, the car will slow down. If the car moves away, the car will speed up again. So that is an expensive option alone. So moving along, the next feature, still on the outside of the car, you have this beautiful panoramic roof. So great for the summer, also looks quite cool. Something to point out with this M Sport version is you have the, I think this is called the shadow or the gloss black package, where you'll normally get these chrome pieces on regular cars. This one has it all gloss black, which looks a lot better. So the next feature, which is really cool, and it's a great feature to have on many cars, is this black dot. So BMW have it just below or sometimes just above the front sensor there. That is a camera. You get one on either side of the front bumper. So there's one on this side also. I don't know if you can make that out. Just underneath the mirrors. Naturally you get one in the back. So all these cameras on the front bumper, underneath the mirrors and the rear add up to a 360-degree surround view system, which again is an additional package and it's a great feature to have. Now this is not an optional extra. You get these on pretty much a lot of the estates with BMW, but if you press this button here, there's one just underneath. This glass piece opens up so you can access your boot sort of halfway, which is pretty cool, just by putting your hand through and just lifting it up, and then essentially you access your boot. So if you've got a lot of packages, a lot of bags that you want to get in here, it makes it a lot easier to build up essentially. Nothing extra, but this shark fin does look really good with BMW. Got a nice little spoiler here, so that's not an optional extra, but it just looks really good. All right, so let's get inside the car and continue with the extras. So we've got this this hex finish the BMW do with the blue trim, full leather seats, the M Sport steering wheel, pretty standard. An optional extra that you get with this car is the HARMAN KARDON sound system. Sounds really good. Plus these speakers here, they look unique. They've got that sort of mesh grey grille, but also you can see the speaker itself. I've always loved BMW sound systems. I think they're really incredible. There's a speaker just here, so I guess that acts like a bass. So there's a bass underneath the driver's side and the passenger side. These are the memory seat package on this car. So seats are fully electric. You get the memory function on here. So depending on which key you use to unlock the car, once you get in, the seat will move to the correct position depending on which key you unlock the car with, which is really cool if both you and your wife or your partner use the car. Additional feature to this on this car is you have the lumbar support, which adjusts these bolsters on the side here. So as I press it to inflate, I don't know if you can see that, but they get bigger. So this brings us to the next set of features on this car. These are the optional extras. Usually when you buy a base model, you don't get anything here, but this one has 3 buttons. We'll talk about that in a minute. And as you can see above the steering wheel, you have this glass piece, which is to do with the heads-up display. Okay, so let's go ahead and start up the car. And that is the heads-up display. So you got the speed limit, which is also an additional option to your heads-up display, and you've got your own speed there. What's cool is, so if I wanted to change the radio station, just sliding this swivel wheel up and down, you can see that you get the radio stations there too. How cool is that? So the heads-up display can show you your radio stations. In addition, if we selected GPS, you get the GPS directions on the heads-up display itself. So really cool, a lot of useful information on that heads-up display. Now let's talk about those 3 buttons on the side here. So I'm going to activate them one by one. So if you press one of these buttons next to the steering wheel, it tells you what's been activated. So that's the lane change warning. When you go to change lanes and you're signaling to the left, you get that little triangle lights up orange, which again is an optional extra. In addition, you get the steering wheel vibrate significantly when you go to turn left or right on a motorway when you're signaling and there's a car next to you in your blind spot. The next button coming up, with this one we've got the intelligent safety system, so the rear end collision, and you also get the pedestrian alert, so warning and brake intervention prior to collision with a pedestrian during day. Really cool safety features there. And activating the third one, that is the lane departure warning, so another cool feature, safety feature to have. So you get the Sports, Comfort and Eco Pro, which is pretty standard on the M Sport models. But here you have the 360 camera view, and press the parking sensors button, the surround view camera, which if you open the door, it goes away because it shows you that the door is open, so the 360 camera does not work. So we close it. And then if you turn the steering wheel, it also tells you which direction you're going to go and how far you're going to turn. This car is also equipped with the advanced parking package. So if you scroll all the way up, parking assist, if you were to press that and you were driving at a slow pace on the road, it will find a parking spot for you. And it will turn the steering wheel automatically to park the car. Okay, so the next one is the panoramic roof, which I showed you from the outside. We just push the button from the inside. The shade goes all the way back, so it's not just one, it's 2 pieces of glass. And if you push the button one more time, the glass actually comes down and inwards. So with Mercedes, you get the roof that goes up and sort of slides out. With BMW, it kind of slides down and inward. But it looks really cool. It lets in a lot of light, especially in the summer when it's hot. It lets in a lot of air, and then we can close it up again completely, relatively quick. Moving towards the back of the car, you have 3-way folding rear seats, so you can use that for skis or stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And that kind of brings us to the end of this beautiful BMW 330d, a superb car with a ridiculous amount of options. What do you guys think of this? Would you spend extra money just because it's got all these crazy features? So the original options list on this car was probably around close to 15 grand on top of the base price of the car itself. In today's value, you got the base car, and all these additional options are probably an extra 5 grand on top. So the question is, would you spend an extra 5 grand to get all these toys, bells and whistles, or would you prefer to save 5 grand and go for the base model, which you still get a 330d, but just probably don't get the xenon headlights, definitely not these alloys, definitely not the panoramic roof, the comfort access and things like that.